Donkey Kong Bananza speedruns have been absolutely crazy. I remember there being a lot of buzz and hype around Mario Odyssey speedruns, but it was a long time ago at this point. Yikes, we're getting old. So I don't fully remember how much the hype was, and I'm not trying to make a big comparison on which game has more hype or whatever, because that means it's better. I'm not doing that. But I will say that the hype around Donkey Kong Bananza speedruns has been crazy, and the development of the speedruns has been insane as well. There have been so many different speed things figured out, and there's just been a ton of skips, but the skips prior that were getting found out was just kind of utilized by, or rather done by doing different movement tech. Now, though, there's a skip that involves throwing a chunk of dirt or material into a ceiling in a particular angle, and it can get you to go through a wall, so you can clip. And there hasn't just been one clip found, there's been more than one. And there's one that actually saves a big chunk of time.
Alright, so flip out of bounds with the chunk. Switch to ostrich. Fly under. And then you just go. You just go all the way to Mark. All the way. We're going all the way. I should make it with this one. Hold. 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 Oh my god, it almost killed me. It almost killed me, man.
This is where, honestly, I'm a little bit nervous. Because with all the other stuff and with the way that the game's designed, it really seems like they wanted people to have at it. Beat the game the way they want, skip stuff the way they want, and just go for it. Because we've already seen that you can skip the Bananza forms, at least some of them, and the game will legitimately acknowledge that you did that when you beat the game. So the developers have been aware of a lot of this stuff, and it seems like they don't care. They want people to really have fun and explore the game and play it. However, Mario Odyssey had, I believe, what was called the Wetnut glitch, and that got patched out. I do think that there is a chance that this chunk clip glitch, whatever you want to call it, might be the limit to where Nintendo steps in and says, that goes a little bit too far. Now, if they do this, it's not impossible. You can still, assuming that it's similar to like the Switch 1, there should be a way to not patch the game and just play it, and then they'll just have separations on the leaderboard where it'll have version 1 point whatever and then 1 point whatever for the patched one. But this is where it just gets really interesting, because does Nintendo step in and patch this? I don't know. They seem to be very, very, very on board with people just having at it with this game, and it's something that I actually love. One thing when it comes to games that usually kind of dips me away is when you have to do stuff very specifically. I know that sometimes that's like the point of the game because there's like a very specific puzzle, and that's like the point of it. For me, when it comes to games, I just love the essence of doing things how you want and figuring out wacky ways to do things. The freeform nature of it. Like there's like a designated path, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. And sometimes there's ways that the developers may not have even known that you end up doing. But I do think if anything gets patched out, I am a little worried that this chunk glitch, clip, whatever you want to call it, might be that limit. Because now you're able to skip big chunks, whereas before it was more about movement. And some of the movement was already getting pretty crazy with how much you could skip. And there was already some controversy on one of the movement skips that was found. Apparently the inputs are really, really difficult to get, so there's been talks of if it should be banned or not. But now with these clips, using the chunks, it might hit the limit to where Nintendo wants to step in. Only time will tell though, and all I know is that as of right now, I'm gonna just keep enjoying the ride, because watching these speedruns develop has been so much fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you've been following these speedruns as well. You think we're gonna hit sub 1 hour at some point? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.